Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Friends of the Dar, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Throughout the past 23 cultural seasons, it has been the goal of Dar al-Athar al-Islamiyyah to present to its audiences in Kuwait news of current scholarship in a variety of fields such as archaeology, art history, Islamic history, and among others, the history of the Arabian Peninsula. Much of this information involves ideas derived from newly discovered texts, objects, and archaeological findings that sometimes challenge preconceived understandings. The participation of the National Center of Scientific Research in France has furthered this goal, and Dar al-Athar al-Islamiyyah is pleased to receive one of the scholars from that center. Tonight's speaker, Dr. Christian Robin, in a lecture entitled The Origins of the Arabic Language, will present a new analysis of the Arabic language. Based on a large quantity of texts discovered in archaeological sites, he has found the topic much more complex than was previously believed. Dr. Robin is the Director of Research Emeriti at the Center, as well as the founder of the French Research Center in Sana'a, in Yemen. He is an expert on the history of pre-Islamic Arabia, has been the director of a number of archaeological expeditions and research projects. Most of his publications deal with the history of Yemen. After so many archaeological expeditions and finds, including the ones that Dar al-Athar al-Islamiyyah did in Yemen and found Quran in the rafters on an old mosque, and many archaeological expeditions, including the one that Dr. Robin has done. Sheikh Hassa, I have to tell you that give it up. There are no mobile phones. We cannot find any mobile phones. So I hope you don't find your mobile phone in your pocket. If you do, please turn it off, and let's welcome Dr. Christian Robin.
Thank you very much for the invitation. My paper will not be very theoretical, but practical, empirical. I want only to show that during the last years, many discoveries were done. Most of the discoveries ask for long discussion, and we have no time for this discussion, so it will be only a presentation of a series of documents. These documents are presented in two ways. The first one is following the alphabet, the kind of writing, and not the linguistic analysis, because most of the texts are very short, difficult to interpret, but the only evident criteria for classification is the writing. I have to call the attention on a problem of terminology. When I say Arabian, it means connected with the Arabian Peninsula, and Arabic connected with the Arabs. So it's necessary not to confuse between the two terms. There are some texts which are known since a very long time. I don't insist, but for the general presentation, it's necessary to have a look on these texts. All these texts are coming from Syria and Iraq. The first one is a famous lintel of the church of Zabed, now preserved in Belgium, in Brussels. And you have the Arabic text down of this lintel, and the first, the beginning of this text is dhikr ou dhakara el-ilah. So it's interesting to see that in this text, God is called el-ilah. The writing is perfectly Arabic. The date is probably 512. The text is not dated, but the Greek text is dated and the Syriac text is dated. And probably the three texts are from the same period. I wrote in red all the words in the Arabic text from Syriac origin, which are not Arabic. And I wrote in green the most interesting features connected with Arabic. This is the text of Jebel Usays. The date was given previously 528-29. In fact, it's better to consider that this stroke is 5 and not 1. So it gives a date a little bit different, 532-33. It's easy to read. Ana, Ruqaym, Bar, Mushban. The noon is very long and the ra is like a virgule. معرف الأوسي أرسلني الحارث الملك على أساس مصطلحه سنة and the number. The number is 1, 2, 3, 4. The waw is 100, 400. The big ta has the value 20 and 25, 6, 7. 427. Third text is a text of Harran. Harran is in southern Syria. He is very famous too. He's written in Arabic and in Greek, and the date is 568. A last text known since a long period is recorded by Ibn al-Bakri in Mu'jam Mastajam, and by Yaqut in Mu'jam al-Buldan. It's very interesting because God is called El-Ilah, like, El-Ilah, it's written in red here, not in green, but El-Ilah. And the author of this text is Hind bint al-Harith al-Malik, bin al-Amr al-Maqsour, Ibn Hujr Akil al-Murar, min the Hujrid family of Kinda. This text is really famous. The date is given by the name of the king of Persia and the name of the bishop. It's about 560 during the reign of the king Amr of Al-Hira. So there is a synthesis on all these inscriptions in this article published in 2006. Always after the formalization of Arabic writing, we have many discoveries since 5 years in Saudi Arabia and in Jordan. This is the places of the discoveries, Hima in Saudi Arabia, Dumat al-Jandal, and Burqa in Jordan. It was presented in 2014 in the Academy. This is the site of Hima. It's about 100 kilometers from Najran, in the northeast of Najran. It's a small mountain surrounded by sand, a mountain of sandstone with two parts, Jabal al-Kawkab and Jabal al-Qara, with many, many inscriptions and engravings representing animals and so on, so we'll have an idea later. The first text is this one. It's easy to read. Thawban, Malik, Buyirah, Burak, Shat. The noon is not found. It's not Sanat, but Shat in Syriac. And 300, 2023, 64. The date, 364, is in the Christian era, 470. And as you can see, the writing is completely Arabic. The language is more Syriac, with the Yerah, with Shat, But the orthography is like in Arabic of that period, especially with the waw at the end of the proper names. Here it's possible to see the difference between the ra and the noon. The final noon is always very long, and the ra is very short. So when we have bar, there is no confusion, no possibility of confusion between ben and bar. Bar is very clear, as we shall see. For instance, here we have a qaysu, it's clearly bar, khidash, and we have a new time date. This time, the date is al-Mu'tamar, sanat Aramaean wa 8. The block was broken, and on a block fallen on the earth, it's possible to see the cross and the beginning of the text, so it's possible to restitute Qais ibn Khidash, the year 408. 408, it means 513. In one of the first texts, we have the month of Burak, 364, and the text 2, al-Mu'tamar, year 408. According to the era, the unique possibility is the era of the Roman province of Arabia in Jordan, because this era was used in Arab texts like the Stela of Namara. We will see it a little bit later, and was used also in inscriptions in Sinai and in northern Hijaz. We'll see some examples later. These 2 months, Burak and Mu'tamar, are known in the list of the ancient Arab recorded by al-Farra, al-Qutrub, Biruni, and al-Marzuqi. Especially, I took the list here of Qutrub in Kitab al-Azmina. There are some differences in the list, and he gives the equivalency with the months of Mecca. Al-Mu'tamar, so, is the first month of the year, and Burak is the last one. This study was published in German in the Calendar der Arab for der Islam 2 years ago. There are many other texts without date, like this one, Ishaq bar Amr. Here, it's not Amr, because Amr is always written with the final waw. When we have Ain, Mim, Ra without the waw, it is Omar or Amr. But Amr, it's quite more common in the genealogies, in the ansab, and I suppose here it's probably Amr more than Omar, which is a name rather rare. You can see in all this text there is a cross. Here, several names are interesting, Rabia and Musa, so you have a biblical name, and God is called Elilah. 8 times we have Thawban ben Malik, Bar Malik. Donc Thawban, le noon very long, and Bar, with the Ra very short. I don't comment very long, but you can see each text, most of the texts are accompanied with crosses. Here, Amr. Here, Abd al-Masih. But some texts also are without cross, like this one, Adi, Bar, Sumayr, Bar, Adi. And here, a new time, Sumayr, Bar, Adi, with the waw at the end of each name. And this one, Qais, Qaisu, Bar, Malik. All these texts are from Hima. And we have also some texts from Dumat al-Jandal in the north of Saudi Arabia. This one is dated 400 43, that is 548 or 49 of Christian era, a new time with a cross. And a very nice one published last year, coming from Qasr Burqu' in Jordan, Dhakar al-Ilah Yazid, with the waw at the end of Yazid, al-Malik. The point is interesting is to have the points on these letters like in Syriac. So the cross, and the name of God is always al-Ilah. So the results of these new discoveries for inscriptions written in Arabic letters, and we'll see after that inscriptions we are written previously with other alphabets, is that the oldest inscription written in Arabic now is dated 470, and that the use of the Arabic writing is attested in the south of the peninsula. Previously, it was only in northern Hijaz, in Sinai, Syria, that the Arabic writing was attested. The picture is completely different from the presentation given by al-Baladhuri in al-Futuh or by Ibn Nadim in the Fihrist, for who the beginning of the Arabic script inside the peninsula was this writing was introduced when Muhammad was a young man and concerned only the northern part of the peninsula. Baladhuri gives some details saying that the Arabic writing started from Al-Hira, was introduced in Duma by the brother of Ukaydir, and after that was diffused more in the south. Alors, the results about the analysis of these inscriptions concerns the vocabulary with the word bar in all the texts of the 5th and 6th century, many words till 500 which are Syriac, like Yerah, like Shet. Concerning the orthography, the use of the waw at the end of all the words, the definite article always written alif lam with the alif. In other writing, the alif is not written. And the letter Hamza, which is stable, like in al-Mu'tamar. Mu'tamar is not written with mim waw, but with mim Hamza. Concerning the religion, the major point, it's a discovery, we can say, from last year, something very recent. We have now 7 inscriptions written by Christians of pre-Islamic times, and God is always called El-Ilah. It's not Ar-Rahman like in the Yemen, the name used by the Himyarite Christians, and it's not Allah, which was used probably in Mecca in that period, even if you have no text of that period securely. We saw the inscriptions written with the Arabic letters. Now we'll see more ancient inscriptions which are written with other alphabets: Nabataean, South Arabian, North Arabian. Here are the sites in which inscriptions with Arabic characters are found in all the Arabian Peninsula. One of the most famous texts of this kind is a text discovered by Jossen et Savignac. On the right, you have a resume in another script. Here, the script is Nabataean. Here, the resume is in Thamudic. And this is a text. You have many, many words which are Arabic in this text. The name of God is probably a monotheistic text. God is called Mara Almo, the Lord of the world. And the point interesting is to have some words which are Aramaic, like bar, like barat, like terrain. Terrain is ithnain, is two, with the ra in place of the noon, like in ben, in Aramaic we have bar. It's the same with two and yirah. This is the place of the text. It's not very visible on, and the tomb of Raqash is here. I show you the next tomb, which is more spectacular from the Nabataean time, and the interior of a tomb with all the niches to put the dead persons. A second example is a text of al-Namara from southern Syria, written in Nabataean and dated 332. This is a text. It's perfectly Arabic, except also bar for son. You have many names with the waw. You have the negation lam yaf'al, which is special to Arabic. This negation is not found in another Semitic language. The En Avdat inscription, all these texts are known since decades, so it's not necessary to speak too much about them. It's a text written in Nabataean, as you can see, but inside the Nabataean text, you have two lines written in Arabic language. The meaning is not clear till now. This is the translation of Shaked. The meaning is not, the meaning obtained is not very good. But it's possible to recognize the negation la, the article alif lam, the final waw, and the letter fa at the beginning of the sentence. All these characters are Arabic. So everybody agrees to recognize these two lines as Arabic language. But for the moment, the reading and the meaning are not clearly established. This is the way leading to En Avdat. It's a nice path hewn in the rock. We saw a series of inscriptions in Nabataean writing. There is also a series of inscriptions in South Arabian writing. Here we have, for instance, the name of the goddess al-Uzza, alif lam ain zain ya, written here. Here we have the name Allah, the first occurrence of the name Allah in epigraphy. This text is probably from the 1st century BC, something of this kind. Here, it's the Greek text found in Qaryat al-Faw by al-Ansari at the end of the 70s. And the text is completely in Arabic. It's written in Musnad with many characters special to Arabic, like fa, a'adha, you have a'adhahu, bi, kahal, like in Arabic, a'udhu billah, and so on. Allah, al-Sharaq, min, in South Arabian, min is said bin with a ba, as-sama, wal-ard. You have many characters showing that this text is not completely written in Arabic language. It is following the way of writing of the Sabaeans, but you have many Arabic characters in it. This is the royal palace in Qaryat al-Faw. There are also in Syria a lot of inscriptions called the Saphaitic, written with alphabets which presents shapes completely different and with many Arabic characters. But the chronology of this text is not yet firmly established, and they are very difficult to use. It's the same for the writing of the inscriptions written in the Dedanitic writing. For instance, this huge text in Wadi al-Hikman, near al-Ula, you have very nice text, but we are not able to decide which are the dates of the text. The main characters are the article han or al, with assimilation as-safar, as-zalal, and the factitive verb haf'al or af'al with the abza at the beginning and not the he. This is a view of al-Ula, the ancient Dedan. And one of the problems, for instance, we have very rigid scripts like this one, and more cursive scripts like this one, and it is not yet decided if the first one is previous to the second one, or if they are contemporary. In Eastern Arabia, we have also some clues, very small clues, of the use of Arabic language. The article han, or here in han ilat is the goddess Allat, with the article han. And we have also the name of Hallat, written Hallat, with assimilation. So we can see the evolution between the article han till the article hal. This is the name of Hallat. And we have also, in the 5th century BC, the first occurrence of this article in an Aramaic inscription written on bowls of silver dedicated to the goddess Han Ilat. It means a lot, in Lower Egypt, near Ismailiyah. So, during the last years, many discoveries were done also in this field of inscriptions written in Nabataean or in South Arabian. For instance, all these inscriptions dated, written in Nabataean, were found recently. In Teima, in Dumat el-Jandal, Mabiat is just south of Al-Ula, and Jadaev is between Al-Ula and Tabuk. All of them are found in northern Hijaz. They have been published by Leila Neme. This is one of these texts. The date is written here, Shanat 225. You can see this writing is completely different from the Arabic writing. We have Arabic words, but we are in a stage of the Nabataean writing, which is rather far from the end of the evolution, the Arab writing. This text is dated about 500 AD, and you can see the Nabataean is completely different from the Arabic writing. It's easy to read. Alif, Nun, He, Ana, Ain, Da, Ya, Waou, Adi. Alors, excuse me, Bar, Ta, Ain, La, Ba, He, Tha'laba, and after that, El-Malik. It is a son of the king Tha'laba from Jafnid dynasty. The inscriptions is found near Aqaba, near Eilat. In Yemen, the advantage of Yemen is because from the tip of a script, it's possible to give date, even for texts which are not dated. This text, according to the paleography, dates from about 300 BC. And we have a date for the article he, hal. A clear hal ilat is the ancient form of the name of the goddess al-Allat. We have it twice. In a text a little bit later, we have Aqira. which is a word found only in Arabic. Lada, يعني عند, it's only Arabic. حيث, it's only Arabic. Amr, only Arabic, and so on. So there is a lot of words in this text about 250 years BC in the city of Najran. And we are doing now surveys in the region of Hima. I showed you the place, the mountains, and the sand. Here is a very nice horseman. The introduction of the horse is rather late in Southern Arabia, and probably this horseman is from the 4th century or later. And it's the period of the Ghazu of Imr al-Qais ibn Amr, the king of Hira, against the city of Shammar and against Najran. Ostriches, only some examples. Here is a hunt to the wild sheep. You have 2 sheep which are killed with the legs up. 1 sheep is cut in 2 pieces. Here you have a dog pursuing a sheep, a last one, and a sheep also attacked by a dog. And you have a text which is connected with this scene. So it's a very rare, realistic representation of a hunt. Here a lion, and many texts in South Arabian. The previous texts were written in Thamudic, a kind of Thamudic called Himaic. In this text, Abd al-Uzza, al-Uzza written He with He Lam, the article He Lam. Here, Hal Asad, He Lam. Here, Hal Asad, He Lam. Here, Hal Uzza, He Lam. Here, Al Asad, Alif Lam. Here, Mara al-Uzza. After Mara, it's difficult to write the Alif, but it's probably Alif Lam. The same here, Taym al-Uzza. So we have a lot of text showing the evolution of the local language from Hal to Al for the article and for the verb, from Haf'al to Af'al. Here we have a text written in Greek, published 2 years ago by Ahmed al-Jallad. I don't comment longly because it would be necessary to spend half an hour. Also, there is a very nice manuscript with 2 sheets, and on this manuscript we have fragments of the Psalms written in Arabic language and in Greek letter. It's another piece of Arabic written in Greek. Alors, the main region with the use of Arabic words in inscriptions which are written in non-Arabic letters and on the model of Nabataean inscriptions and South Arabian inscriptions are Eastern Arabia, Safa, Nabat, Dedan, Najran. It's possible to say that all the Arabian Peninsula now is concerned with the discoveries, the recent discoveries of Najran. So we have 3 successive forms. I don't give all the arguments, but it's possible to reconstruct the evolution of the Arabic definite article, 2 different forms for the verb, factitive verb, af'ala, and it's possible to give date to the oldest Arabic inscriptions. So for the article, Han is attested around the 5th century BC, Hal around the 3rd century BC, and Al the 1st century BC. It's very approximative. For the moment, it's only a general frame. And for Af'al, it's exactly the same evolution. For the verb haf'al, we have hawthar, haqna, a'adab, and aqsam. Hawthar, to found the construction, to do the foundation. Haqanaya, aqna in Arabic, to give. A'adha, to confide to a god. And aqsama, to swear. And there are other more rare verbs. A'daba is written also with alif and not with the he at the beginning. Ahdath, aqna, and anyat, the same. So we can see the passage from haf'al with the he to af'al with an alif. Many words, particles, conjunctions are attested now. إذ, حيث, عدك, han, bahan, lada, min, and so on. And the negation lam is attested in the south, 1, 2, 3, 4 inscriptions. And in the text of En-Namara, which has to be added, lam yablagh, mablagh, mablaghahu, as it is said in this text. The Arabic lexicon, la'ana, aqira, janna, the plural of marat, nisa, al for the family, amar, amr, and the plural of ilah, aliha. In South Arabic, the plural is al-alat, a different form. From the phonological point of view, two sounds found in the South Arabian inscriptions are not found in the Arabic one. The third S, in South Arabian, there are 3 sibilant. The sin, the shin, and the lateral S, clank. And this third one is not found in other Semitic languages. And also the va is not found in the ancient Arabic inscription. They are replaced by S1 and Dad. Alors, the date of the oldest Arabic inscriptions, which are not completely Arabic, but with many characters connected with the Arabic language, are in Najran, 250 BC, and in Qaryat al-Faro, 1st century BC. So the general view of the evolution of the Arabic script and the Arabic language is now quite more older than it was thought previously, and also it covers the entire peninsula, Arabian Peninsula. In the past, only Syria and North Hijaz were concerned. Thank you.